There are 6 on-site hotels at Disneyland Paris, and over the years we've stayed in every one of them. So today we're going to give you a quick run through of all the different hotels, you know, the different price bands and what you can expect from each hotel. We found a nice spot on the front porch of one of the lodge buildings here at the Hotel Cheyenne, where we're staying on this visit to Disneyland Paris. But in order to try and categorise and show you the different hotels we can stay at, we thought we'd give it our own banding system. Officially, the Disneyland Paris hotels don't have a banding like they do at Walt Disney World in Florida, so we're going to borrow that system. So under that system, there are 2 value hotels. So that'll be the Hotel Santa Fe and the Hotel Cheyenne, where we are now. For the moderate category, there are 2 hotels. That would be the Sequoia Lodge and the Newport Bay. And then in the deluxe category, there'd be the Hotel New York, the Art of Marvel, and the Disneyland Hotel itself. Now, depending on which hotel you choose, you're going to get a different level of amenities. And obviously, generally, the higher you pay, the closer you are to the Disneyland park. So obviously, Disneyland main hotel is right at the park. The New York is the closest one around the lakes. The Sequoia and the Newport Bay are both around the lakes, and the Santa Fe and the Cheyenne are just a bit further away, a bit of a walk down the river. This is the Cheyenne Hotel at Disneyland Paris, and as you can see, it's themed on like a western town. All of the rooms like behind the facade, you can see there. It's about a 20-minute walk from here to the Disneyland parks, and it's also at the cheaper end at the hotel scale. The Santa Fe is the very cheapest. The next one up is the Cheyenne. And being honest, with the theming and the rooms are really comfortable. We're staying here on this holiday, and we're going to do a separate video on the Cheyenne, but I just wanted to summarise by saying the rooms are really comfortable, and considering it's one of the cheapest options, this is a really good place to stay because the theming is excellent. And as you can see, perfectly tarmac roads, so if you've got a stroller or wheelchair, the access is not going to be a problem. And the same goes for the path that leads all the way around to Disneyland Park. So a big thumbs up for the Cheyenne. Just on the edge of the Cheyenne property, there's a bridge that leads across the river to the Hotel Santa Fe. Now, this is bringing up a few ghosts for me because the very first time we came to Disneyland Paris when the kids were really small, we stayed 2 years on the run at the Hotel Santa Fe. The last time we've been here was 2003. So we're talking 18 years here. So I'm really interested to go across and have a look at the Hotel Santa Fe. So about the Hotel Santa Fe theming, like I said, we've stayed here a long time ago. This hotel's been here a very long time. I can see that the buildings themselves haven't changed, but what is interesting, it's undergone a theming upgrade. If you have a look on the bands on the top of all the hotel blocks, there are cacti and there's a truck there, which gives you a clue to the new theming. It's themed after the Pixar film Cars. So we'll keep an eye out for some other theming that we can see. Now, maybe this is part of the Cars re-theming, but one thing you will notice if you walk around the Santa Fe is lots of cars. So it would appear that if you're going to drive here, then maybe this is a good hotel to stay at, because it looks like there's plenty of car parking places. I would assume, I don't know, but I would assume that you have to book in advance to get a car parking place. But it certainly gives it a different feel from all the other hotels on site here, in that there's cars everywhere between the buildings. So that was a quick look around the Santa Fe. I mean, being honest, wherever you stay, Disneyland hotels, they're all pretty good. The Santa Fe is the cheapest and it is the most basic. It's more like a motel with all the cars parked in between the buildings, less picturesque than the others. But like I say, from what I remember all those years ago, the rooms are perfectly fine if you just want somewhere to crash and rest and then get to the parks. And I would say it's about 20-25 minute walk to the Disneyland Park from here. The Sequoia Lodge is a good option to stay at Disneyland Paris. It's in the moderate level, which means it's mid-level price. You can see it there just across Lake Disney. Great big building. It's actually one main building and then a few smaller lodges around. Now the reason it's called Sequoia Lodge, it's based on the lodges you might find in the Sequoia National Park in California. Got a great woodland feel, lots of tall pine trees all surrounding the hotel. Like I say, it's closed at the moment, but it is due for reopening on the 1st of December. It's undergone a bit of a refurbishment. We've stayed there quite a few times, not for a good 4 or 5, 6 years now, but it's a really nice hotel and it's kind of that good mid-range walking distance. You just walk along the lake there, past the New York, and then you're into Disney Village. So definitely a good option, the Sequoia Lodge. So we're going to talk about Newport Bay, which you can see behind me right across Lake Disney there. That's in the moderate range of hotels. It's designed on a New England look, kind of by the sea near Boston, Massachusetts, that kind of idea. One thing I remember about when we stayed at this hotel, it's absolutely huge, the floor space. So depending on what room you're in, you have to walk a long time down the corridor to get to the central area. So it may well be worth, when you book, if you ask, can I have a room near the lifts or near the amenities at reception? Again, you've obviously got a bus ride to get to the Disneyland Park, but you can walk just round the lake. It's actually closed the path on this side now, but normally you would walk along that path and through Disney Village to get to the park. This is the Hotel New York. It's recently been updated. It's now called the Art of Marvel. And that's because there's a lot of artwork associated with the Marvel films and characters. If you go inside, you'll see in the lobby area loads of posters, artworks and props from the films. Now the thing is, this is quite an expensive hotel now. We stayed here a couple of months ago when we got a good price on it. So if you want something a little bit more special, the rooms are a bit bigger. Very nice, because I say it's recently been refurbished, so it looks like a new hotel even though the building's been here a long time. But like I said, the rooms are lovely big. We've already done a video that covers this hotel, so if you want to click here then you can see the full video, but stay with us now while we run through all the other hotels on site. This is the Disneyland Hotel, which is the most luxurious of the 6 hotels. We've stayed here a few times, the last time being about 5 years ago. But you're not going to get in this place anytime soon because it's closed for refurbishment. It's a Victorian theme inside, like a grand old Victorian hotel, but they're currently updating them to Princess Suites. I don't know when the opening date is, probably a year or 2 from now. But when you do get a chance to stay here, it's really worth staying. I mean, you can see, looking at it, it's a magnificent looking hotel. But the one massive advantage here, well, you're right at the park. You literally step outside the hotel and you step right into the main Disneyland park. And of course that means if you want to take a little break in the day, you can just pop back to your room and then go out again. And there's no big walking between your resort hotel or having to get the bus or anything. So Like I say, I think it's going to be at least 2023, possibly 2024 when it reopens. Keep your eye on the schedule. You can stay here at the Disneyland Hotel. While we're walking to the park in the morning from the Cheyenne Hotel, it's a good time to mention that the advantages of staying at Disney Hotel. So apart from the Disneyland Hotel itself, which is obviously right at the park, all the other hotels have free bus transportation. Buses go every 15-20 minutes. But the other thing is, all of the resorts are walkable, or the park is walkable from the resort. So walking up the pass from the Cheyenne and the Santa Fe are about a 20-minute walk. The Sequoia Lodge and the Newport Bay are close around Lake Disney, they're about a 15-minute walk. And the Hotel New York's the closest, which is about a 5 or 10-minute walk. Now the thing is, if you get the bus from the hotel, it's a very good service, but the bus drops you off at the station, the railway station, which is about a 5-minute walk anyway. So being honest, when the kids were younger and we had strollers, we did used to get the bus a few times, but these days we just tend to walk from the resort up to the park. And as you can see, the landscaping is really nice. There are lots of trees here walking in the Cheyenne. And we're going to come out of Lake Disney at the moment, in a minute. The other advantage of staying at Disney Hotel is that you can get in 1 hour before the general public. You need your magic pass from the hotel. Not all the rides are open, there's a selection of rides. There's definitely enough to do. Some of the big ones like Buzz Lightyear, Space Ranger Spin, Big Thunder Mountain, Phantom Manor, you can get on all those in the first hour. And it definitely pays to get here early, because that hour, it's called magic hours, we call it golden hour, because that's the hour you can get lots of rides before anyone else gets in, and the queues are generally pretty good. Here we go. So as you can see, there are plenty of hotels to stay at here at Disneyland Paris, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, because every one of them is good. You're going to get a little different experience at every one. Some are slightly more expensive than others, but they're all great fun.